Yo, it's been a minute. It has been a minute. I know I've been saying that I have been just like trying to get back on track and stuff like that. But really, what was happening was I was trying to debate if I wanted to. There's a new project or something that I'm starting to do, and that is I'm trying to, or I am doing a study on the writings of Paul at the same time, doing my devotionals and stuff like that. And so I was like, should I put the content of the study of the writings of Paul in a video, or should I continue with doing the devotionals and putting that up? So I just thought, well, you know what, the catalyst to this getting back to taping or videoing or chronicling was my wife. She was like, you haven't made a video? You're not doing it? And I was like, I hadn't done it like for a month because I wasn't sure which one to put up. Like I did, and plus basically it's like, how much time am I going to devote to spending time in the scripture for edification purposes for myself, and then or spending time doing the study and stuff like that. I can do both. I can do both. I love studying scripture. I love studying about what people have written about it. And so we're still in Matthew. I'm gonna continue to go through Matthew. Once I'm done with Matthew, you're gonna see some of the videos or some of the content, some of the things that I'm getting out of the study for the writings of Paul, and the lecture series that I'm trying to develop for that. And so you'll see some of the beginning stages of it, and then there'll be a completed version of it, to where it'll be a good in-depth study of the writings of Paul, and then also like a combination of how psychology, or the science of psychology is has its origins, number one, in Christian thinking. You know what I'm saying? Science in itself has its origin in the idea that the world in creation is ordered, is made by a rational being. And she just ripped my Bible. A rational being, a rational one, and its order to it, and we can discover that order if we study it, and that is what science is, right? So the science of psychology studies the person, studies the human behavior and why we do certain things. And so we're going to get into that and stuff like that. So what do we have today? We got Matthew chapter 13, verses 24 through 30. And in this, it is talking about what is it talking about? It's talking about the parable of the wheat and the tares. So Jesus is again talking to his disciples, and we're talking to the people who are sitting down and listening. And this is after he has given another parable about, he's going through a series of parables right now. First, he talked about the different types of soil, and then there's different types of soil, and which one. The question from that is, which one are you? There's the wayside, which is the beaten path alongside the soil or whatever, and then there's the rocky ground and stuff. Did you just use a paper? You sure did. Give me that. Give me that. Got it. Give me this. Anyway, so there is the different types of soil that Jesus talks about. The other thing is, so now we're on the parable of the wheat and the tares, and Jesus is saying, look, there was a man who went out and sowed some seed, and the seed brought forth, and while he was sleeping, then somebody else came and sowed. His enemy came and sowed seed in his crop, sowed tares and stuff like that. And when it started to spring up and stuff like that, the servants of the man was like, yo, Didn't you plant good seed in your soil? He was like, yeah, I did. He was like, then what's, they were like, what is all this stuff here that's growing up? And he was like, look, an enemy has come to do this. And then and his workers are like, yo, should we go ahead and like pluck up the tares, the stuff that is not supposed to be here, and get rid of it? And he was like, no, don't do that yet. Wait till the harvest time and then we'll do it, because if you do it right now, you'll pull both of them up. So basically, the breakdown of this is also, Jesus explains this parable later on, as we get, and we'll get into that later. But the main theme is that there is a work that that God is doing. He is building something, and then there is an enemy, Satan, Hasatan, the devil, the accuser, who is coming to destroy the thing that he has built and stuff like that. So that's the one thing. And what do I look at? How do I see that? What do I look at that? Like, what is a good illustration of the one thing is that, think of a hater. You know, everybody knows that in the common popular vernacular, that what a hater is. Somebody who is just spiteful, and who is just trying to tear down somebody else because somebody else is having success and doing something good. And then you have the hater who doesn't like it and is going to try to destroy the thing that they're doing and stuff, like, just because they can't do it themselves, or they don't know, they don't want you to do it, or whatever it is, but they hating on you and stuff like that. We understand what a hater is, and that is, and hater and the devil, Satan, the accuser, is the epitome of the hater. He is the epitome of the hater, because he hates God and stuff like that. And think of it like this: there is the Jesus God is his description is he is the lover of our soul, and so the lover of us. And then we have the one that is the hater of our soul, the hater of God, who tries to get at what God is building, creating, and stuff like that, and by the thing that he has created. So he uses people to attack God and stuff like that. So yeah, there's that. That's the one thing. We're back on track. Like I said, I'm gonna continue to be getting into the scripture and breaking it down, and then we're gonna be talking about. You're gonna see my musings and my thoughts, basically the beginnings of the writings, or the study on the writings of Paul. You're gonna see some of the. We're gonna see some of the, just like my notes and my thoughts about it and stuff like that. Some things that I'm gonna be reading out of. There's a couple of different texts that I'm gonna be reading out of. Obviously, there are 13 books that Paul wrote, and we want to kind of give an overview of those, or try to figure out an overview of those. There's also this book called the Dictionary of Paul, and the Dictionary of Paul in his writings and stuff like that is very big. It's like this. It's a dictionary. It's big. It's pretty awesome and stuff. So I'm gonna be pulling stuff from that. Then there's also a book about exploring exploring psychology and the Christian faith and stuff like that. And so into those books, and also got, of course, some philosophy, the cave in the dark, or it's the cave in the light. Cave in the light. It's basically it's a book on philosophy about Aristotle and Plato and stuff like that. So what does this all mean? Like, what does this all mean? You will see how we're putting this together, and just going us with this journey and seeking out God and who he is and what he is doing and stuff. That is the main thing, is that we want to focus on what God is doing in the world. And look, man, it is not to be relegated to just one portion of life. Like, I go to church on Sunday and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? God created the entire world and everything in it. He created everything. So the study of whatever is in it is valid pursuit of the the truth of God. It's a pursuit of God, and it's also an act of worship by studying creation and studying how humans behave and studying what God has done and stuff like that. So don't limit yourself. This has been Apologetic. Sorry if I don't apologize. You guys have a blessed day.